Well, as we've been mentioning here on Upfront, it is Eating Disorder Awareness Week, a time to raise awareness and to show support for those living with a variety of conditions. Joining us now with more on this is Samantha Skelly. She's the founder of Hungry for Happiness, an organization that helps women improve their self-esteem and also recover from eating disorders and other body image issues. Sam, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure.
Yeah, you know, obviously a very important cause. This is something that affects tens of thousands of people across the country. Tell us a little bit more about what Hungry for Happiness is.
So Hungry for Happiness is an organization, and my goal and my mission was to make eating disorder recovery more accessible. A big problem right now in Canada, North America, and across the world is the fact that there are so many women suffering in silence from eating disorders, and it's extremely hard to get treatment, and it's extremely expensive to have treatment for these women. So Hungry for Happiness is just on a mission to really make eating disorder recovery accessible to anyone who has an internet connection and a laptop.
And tell us why you were drawn to this issue. Why is this important to you?
I grew up as a dancer, so I was completely surrounded with girls who suffered from eating disorders throughout my entire life, and it starts as young as 11 years old. I mean, it's ridiculous how young it starts. When I was 18, I suffered myself from just yo-yo dieting. I just could not trust myself to not be on a diet, and I healed myself through that process, and so I just want to share this information with the world, and it's such a big problem, and it's so close to my heart. So.
And you mentioned, you know, a lot of people, you know, are out there suffering from this, and you said they suffer in silence. Mm-hmm. Do we have any, you know, idea of how many people are actually dealing with this? Because I understand that many of them simply don't report it.
Well, it's true, and there's so much shame and guilt associated with eating disorder. So people don't want to reach out. They don't want to get help because they feel ashamed, which is so sad. And I actually got a stat this week that 600 to 990,000 people in Canada meet the criteria for an eating disorder. So that can be anorexia, bulimia, binge eating, emotional eating, all of the above. So it's scary. And
tell us how your group comes into the mix here. How do you help?
So Hungry for Happiness, this year we are en route to try to empower and inspire 500,000 women. So we do that through one-to-one coaching. We do it through online programs, leverage group coaching, and we are releasing an app this year as well.
What would you say to people who are watching this who might say, you know what, I might be one of those people that is suffering in silence? Yeah. What do you want them to know?
Just reach out to us, connect with us, hungryforhappiness.ca. Just talk to me. I would love to help. We have an amazing community of women who are just there to support each other, help each other, share success stories, celebrate one another. And I just want this information to be, I just want to crack open the conversation about eating disorders, because it's so common and it's so difficult for women to just reach out and get help. So I'm just creating that safe space for you to connect with us, get involved. We're here to help you. You're not alone. You are so not alone.
And like you said, a very uncomfortable topic. I mean, there might be friends and loved ones who might see, you know, someone close to them going through this. Yeah. What's the best way to approach the topic?
It's a difficult one. Again, with going back to the whole situation with shame, is when sometimes the relationships will break down because people approach someone with an eating disorder they try to do it in a very careful way, but it can sometimes push them away and not allow them to get help. So someone needs to be in the right space and the right time and just feel that they're totally supported in this.
So as someone who has dealt with this themselves, yeah. I mean, what was a way that someone could have gotten through to you?
Well, I realized, like, I didn't have like anorexia or bulimia or anything. I was just more of like, I didn't trust myself around food. So I always had to be on a diet. And I just realized that this is no way to live. You know, life is supposed to be enjoyed. And when we're constantly controlled by food, it's nothing to, you know, there's no fun in that. And I think at the end of the day, the reason why it's called Hungry for Happiness is because women are hungry for something, and that something that they're hungry for is always an emotion. And they use food to kind of fill that void. So just asking, you know, if someone was just to ask me, what am I actually hungry for? That really would have got through to me. But yeah, it's an interesting journey to take.
Yeah, a very powerful message as well. Samantha, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Anya.